And we're back. And this is your Lenovo 100E Chromebook. This is your durable, drop-resistant design Chromebook for the classroom. So here we have it, the Lenovo 100E. This is the second gen. This Chromebook is coming in at 2.7 pounds, 11.6 inch display at the 720p resolution, 10 hours of battery life, and it has drop resistance. So this can be a Chromebook that can be used for the classroom. So without no further ado, let's get into this Lenovo 100E. We slice straight into this. No fancy packaging here. We have here your cable, and we have here your charging brick. That is USB Type-C for charging. And let's check out this Chromebook. So we slide this out, and here's the Chromebook itself. The 100E second gen. Wow. This is a nice designed Chromebook with the Lenovo logo right there, the Chrome logo. And this is very durable, very light. But I like the design. It actually looks good. At the bottom, this grippy design continues. It has the rubber hinge type feet. You got screws all around. You got the speakers at the bottom. And as we open this up, 2 fingers to open, and bang. Whoa. This have, even though it looks very simple, it has that brushed aluminum type finish, but very grippy. Almost feels like wood. You got a plastic trackpad, I could tell. This hinge can go all the way down. And it has a almost feel of plastic, but it's well made. SD card slot, you have your USB port, HDMI port, and Type-C for charging. On the other side, you have your headphone jack. Very nice looking Chromebook. So what I'm gonna do right now, use this Chromebook for a couple of days. Feel it out and come back to you guys within this video and let you guys know, is this Chromebook good enough for the classroom? So it's been a couple of days now using this Lenovo 100E Gen 2 Chromebook. This Chromebook is definitely an entry-level Chromebook that fit the bill for kids. Now, normally I would definitely say for kids, get a Chromebook with a touchscreen, because then you'll be able to get the Google Play Store. This is just a regular Chromebook that you can't get that Google Play Store because this doesn't have touchscreen capabilities. It don't have enough memory, which is only 16 gigs of memory. So this is basically to be used as a regular Chromebook. A good Chromebook to have for your kids, because this is the type of Chromebook they're gonna get at school. This is a very durable, strong Chromebook. Even though it has a lot of plastic material, this is a very strong built Chromebook that can take a drop or so. So if you just want your kid to use a Chromebook and you don't want them to be distracted with too many options for games, this might be the one you want. The Chromebook, you need 2 hands to open it up. It opens up all the way flat. So this is not a 360-degree Chromebook that feels like a tablet. No, this is going to be a regular computer style Chromebook. The build quality is excellent. The sides almost feel like a bumper, so it can take a drop. And I would say with normal drops, this shouldn't break because it's very strong plastics. Now you have to be careful with the keyboard because the keyboard does have gaps, and those gaps I'm sure can't take any water. So I will be very careful with splashing anything on the keyboard. This brushed aluminum finish is actually rich and gorgeous. I like the way this look. On the screen, it has those big bezels. And a lot of people in this day and age don't mind bezels, but a lot of people do. They have some big bezels, but having big bezels protect the screen. Now I showed you earlier, you got pretty much every port that you need full SD card slot you can put in here, and that's good. So you can read off your camera pictures, add it into your Google Photos, and remember, with every Chromebook you get 100 gigs of free storage. You also have a headphone jack. So if your kid likes to watch YouTube, all the normal stuff that you would do on a Chromebook, your kid is going to appreciate this, even though they don't have access to that Google Play Store. This is their work, homework device that mimics what they're really going to have in the school. Now let's talk about this webcam. This webcam, I'm surprised on how good this webcam is. It's 720, but it sure looks like it's passable for a 720p camera. The camera is good for web calls. I could be across the room about 6 steps or so away, and I could still carry on a conversation with this Chromebook. The screen does not give a good depiction on how you look on the other side to that person. The webcam gives off a better resolution than the actual screen. This screen, it's a matte screen, and it does look good. 720p is the max. On YouTube you can go up to 1080p, but this is not a 1080p screen. It's going to look good. This is a matte screen, so it's gonna shift when you look at it from side to side. You're gonna have shifting, but it's a good looking screen once you're looking at it at the right angle. The keyboard. This keyboard has a deep press, and I like the way it feels. It's not a quiet keyboard, but it has good jump back. It feels good just like the rest of the Chromebook, and I like it. The keyboard is a nice keyboard. As for the trackpad has some roughness to it, but it feels good. It has the feel, it has some good clicks. Scrolling is real good. One thing I'm noticing with this Chromebook, and it has to do with the processor. Now, as per this processor, this is a MediaTek MT8173C. This is a MediaTek processor, and that is on the lower end of processors when it comes to Chromebooks. Is this enough for this type of Chromebook? Yes. This Chromebook has 4 gigs of RAM, and Chromebooks perform perfectly with 4 gigs of RAM. Don't get anything less than 4 gigs of RAM for a Chromebook. You can have a lot of tabs open, you can multitask with no issues. But the problem is, if you want to say it's a problem, is that with this MediaTek processor, I just don't find it fast. You gotta wait a second for everything to load. When you go to certain sites, you gotta wait. Certain sites, you gotta give it a second for it to load up, as you saw right there. It takes a second for things to load up, but I don't think in everyday use you're gonna see the difference unless you've had a faster computer or a faster Chromebook in the past. So I don't think it's the biggest problem that there is a little bit of lag on this processor. Now, as per battery life is always determined on how much brightness you have on a particular screen. Now, as for this particular Chromebook, it doesn't make sense to go up in much brightness. So I think most people is going to keep this around 50% or maybe even a little bit lower brightness. And that's pretty much going to take you, I would say, safely 8 to 10 hours of usage, depending on if you're just scrolling the web or if you're using it for video. But if you keep everything at a minimum and you're just searching the web, I can see you getting 10 hours with ease. Now, to sum this up about this Chromebook, I like the feel, I like the roughness. When you hold this Chromebook and you're walking around with it, you got grip. So most likely kids are not going to drop it because it got grip. It's not heavy. 2.7 pounds is light for anyone. You can really dangle this around with ease. Now the bumpers, you hear that? It's not a hard clank. It got some give that it can take a drop. So do I recommend this as an entry-level Chromebook, especially for kids? Definitely. So this Lenovo 100E 2nd Gen is gonna cost between $100 and $159. I got this one for $109, and that was on sale. But right now I see prices about $116. That is a very good price for a computer that's definitely gonna last. So with that, I highly recommend this Lenovo 100E Chromebook.